Gonna try and keep this brief. So there's a current furor, ruha. There's a current anger in South Africa about a potential 1 billion rand that will be going to sponsor the English Premier League team, Tottenham Hotspur, in England, in the United Kingdom. South Africans are angry because we're dealing with load shedding and energy issues. We've got potholes, we've got crime, and etc. and the other. I haven't looked into the details on the deal, but I've been part of conversations regarding this deal with some people on WhatsApp, some people on social media and other platforms. The Minister of Tourism currently in South Africa is Ulindiwe Sisulu, who was gunning to be president of the ANC, but unfortunately she wasn't even nominated at the ANC National Conference in December, where Cyril Ramaphosa got a second term as the president of the ANC. I went on Twitter and I saw a piece where apparently the acting CEO of SA Tourism, Themba Khumalo, was speaking about this deal. One of the things he emphasized is that no contract has been signed as yet, but he is aware of the deal and the conversation, and he's one of the people that went to the UK to discuss this deal. Tried to emphasize to South Africans that the money for this deal is not money that is meant to go to energy. It's not money meant to go to potholes. But come on, for some of us that know, if budget is a budget, and if there are priorities in this country like energy, it almost makes sense that certain budgets need to be taken and put towards those things. So he can say, look, this is not budget for energy and potholes, but as a South African taxpayer, I would rather prioritize things that are important to my livelihood, to my food going rotten, to someone that's on oxygen struggling, to cars that are constantly crashing at traffic lights because there's no lights. I would rather prioritize that as a taxpayer than be told by government and other stakeholders that but this is not part of the budget. It's important for that. So I just want to say that. Themba Khumalo also announced that South Africa's got 24 global tourist destinations they're currently looking at. Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa, has said that he would like to see 21 million tourists coming into South Africa by 2030. Britain, England, apparently is our biggest international tourism partner. For South Africans that don't know, and Themba Khumalo didn't say this, something I was discussing in some of the groups I'm in. If you look at the data, I think from 2014, 2015, 30% of tourists in South Africa, 31% of tourists in South Africa are from Zimbabwe. 30% of tourists in South Africa are from Nigeria. He said that, Themba Khumalo said that I think in Britain we get 500,000 visitors a year. And I think, I stand to be corrected, I may have seen a figure of something like 9 million. 9 million visitors into South Africa every year. Njoba ngisho, 31% from Zim, 30% from Nigeria. Those are the people that actually spend the most amount of money here. Some of them obviously may work here, may have businesses here, so they may take some of the money home, but they are the biggest tourists we have in this country. And I don't understand why they're not prioritizing some of those people. What these guys are looking to do, like I said, I haven't read the details, but my understanding, they're looking to sponsor Tottenham Hotspur. And what Themba Khumalo said in this briefing was, what happens when people see this is it causes, or it shows an attention, or it shines a spotlight on the international community, and then South Africa or South African tourism can then articulate, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to invite people to South Africa, etc. Rwanda under Paul Kagame has done the same, and they claim that they've seen success. I think the number I've seen is an 8% increase in tourism. I've had arguments with various people speaking about marketing and different types of marketing. I had a conversation with my brother Penson on the virtual Mkuku where he was breaking down, because he's in the media marketing space, how you can actually funnel down certain advertising to certain spaces. Themba Khumalo says they might see a reach of 600 million people because sports is huge, and especially the English Premier League. For me, it does not make sense to be marketing to 600 million people if 90% of them probably can't even afford international travel, and if the bulk of them probably can't even see or don't even care about visiting South Africa. That 1 billion rand, in my opinion, could be better used to maybe fund a Trevor Noah who travels around the world, has an audience that listens to him and video, and speaks about the beauty of South Africa as a tourist destination. Someone like Black Coffee, who also travels internationally around the world. Some of our brand ambassadors or brand ambassadors as South Africans, Charlize Theron, Thuso Mbeki, and other such people could speak about the beauty of South Africa to people and in spaces to the intended audience. It doesn't make sense where 99% of people that watch the English Premier League have never been on an international flight. So what if they see that? You want to zone in on the people that are looking to travel, are maybe searching on travel websites, etc., so that they can be like, oh, actually, maybe let's go and see South Africa. You've got YouTube channels, you've got social media channels where people can see ads in real time that are showing them beautiful scenery of our coastline, the Drakensberg Mountains, some of the game farms in Mpumalanga, in Limpopo, etc., Soweto, Sandton City, Durban, the Free State, the big hole in Kimberley, places like that, Table Mountain. You show that, someone who wants to travel, someone who maybe doesn't even want to travel will see visuals like that, hear a story like that. The country of Nelson Mandela, the country where we have Nobel Peace Prize winners, the country of Thuso Mbeki, of Elon Musk, of Charlize Theron, of Trevor Noah, of Black Coffee, the country that gave you an amazing song such as Jerusalem with Master Kechi and Unomcebo, the country where they shot Sarafina, that was inspired maybe by the Lion King, Lebo M, the country of John Kani. That's what we should be punting, not bullshit of just fucking putting South Africa on a jersey of a team that's not even a top winning team. The argument Themba Khumalo makes is that if you look at the top 10 English Premier League teams, all the other 9 already have tourism partners. So Tottenham Hotspur was the one they were looking at, and there's potentially another one that they may be looking at. 1 billion rand. Imagine in terms of South Africa, from a leadership perspective, what this 1 billion rand would do to getting rid of pit toilets in schools, making sure that we close potholes, making sure that there are certain spaces that are fixed, making sure that you invest in crime. I believe as a South African, if you make the citizens happy, if you take care of your citizens will become ambassadors of your nation. As they travel the world, they will go out and say South Africa is actually beautiful. As they make videos like myself, YouTube, which are watched by people around the world, we will be like, I live in the best country on the planet. And we can push propaganda like America. America's had, I think, over 30 mass shootings in January alone. But no one speaks about that in America. Instead, they speak about the beauty of Los Angeles and Miami and Hollywood and New York City and Wall Street. Like, oh, America, the land of the home of the brave, land of the free, whatever. We don't do that in South Africa. And part of it is because you're not taking care of your people. Instead, what's happening is South Africans are angry and they're going to be posting on social media. As South Africa is doing this thing that our government is failing, we've got rampant load shedding, our crime rates are bad, we want to get rid of the ANC, people come here and have a bad experience. We're going to be saying that some of the billionaires and millionaires in South Africa are going to be telling their friends, don't go there. The ANC is wasting more money, some of it might end up in brown envelopes, to try and bring people in. But to be honest, it's not a good country to be in right now. The mood is not great. Fix your country and your people will market your country for you. We need tourists. We need money coming in. We know that. Like I said, why are you not investing in Zimbabwe and getting more Zimbabweans to come in and visit? Get more Nigerians to come in and visit. And make sure that when they visit, they spend money. They are buying from South Africa to take things home. They are watching our theatrical productions. They are going to the beaches. They are going to game reserves, etc. How many of the Pakistanis, puzzle shop owners and these people, how many of them are being pushed to spend their money in local businesses? We're not doing that. Instead, we want to prioritize rubbish. These are my thoughts, of course, my opinions. I see some people on Twitter like, look, actually, Britain spends about 50 billion a year, the tourists. So even if we get a 1% increase, we will see that money paying itself off over time. There's no proof. I think personally, this is an opinion, a gut feel. I think even with the Rwanda story, I don't know if there's a direct link between the money Rwanda has spent sponsoring a team to tourism increasing. Paul Kagame has been doing amazing work in Rwanda, cleaning the streets, making the country investor friendly, saying that, look, this is the new Singapore. This is the new Dubai. Come in and invest. Aliko Dangote in Nigeria has tried to do the same on various platforms, saying Nigeria is Africa's biggest secret. Come invest in Nigeria. We need a Patrice Motsepe. We need a Johan Rupert. We need a Nikki Oppenheimer. We need other business people to travel the world and say, South Africa is not just ripe for investment. Don't just come and put your money there and work the people, but please visit. Please come and see our coastline. Please come and see our people. Please buy from the people on the streets or mama. Please ride in our minibus taxis, of which some of them are also dilapidated. And the taxi industry is also not being pushed because some of them probably pay bribes. They're not being pushed to get their filthy taxis and they're broken down taxis off the road so that tourists that come in, foreigners, whether it's African foreigners or Asian or European or American, they come in, they're like, we love the minibus taxis because the service is so good, it's instantaneous, the music is great, the people are happy, they're chatting, it's good, and we support street food. We buy art in South Africa from the streets. We go and we watch movies and theater productions there. We buy some of their stuff. We love South Africa, and we actually almost don't even want to leave. Instead, we will bring all our resources from the world and come invest in South Africa. 1 billion rand, it's not a lot of money, but it can change so many people's lives in South Africa. And like I said, I think it could be much better spent if it was given to better ambassadors and if it was put on platforms that speak directly to people that can travel, that have money, that have traveled before, that are looking for a holiday destination. And then you can be like, okay, even in the airplanes, international airplanes around Europe, or even the England itself, in the planes while people are flying, these are people that are happy to fly. Play adverts. Visit beautiful South Africa. Look at the coastlines. Look at the big five, the lion and the buffalo and the rhino. Come visit South Africa. Come experience the real life Lion King. Come and see South Africans. Come and see the innovations. See some of the businesses that are running there. See some of the places that you can invest your businesses in and meet South Africans. The home, like I said, of Nelson Mandela. Wow. And people are like, ooh, I think I want to go and visit South Africa. This thing of just putting South Africa on a jersey, for me, is not it. And I think it's another failure, especially after the failure of Unathi Mthethwa and the Ministry of Arts and Culture, who wanted to spend 22 million rand on a fancy flag in South Africa. The ANC government keeps scoring own goals, keeps shooting themselves in the foot. And frankly, some of us are frustrated and we're tired. And if you really want to make South Africa a great tourist destination, we will market South Africa for you. We will do it gladly on our platforms. But take care of us, your citizens. Listen to us, respect us. You guys have wasted money on e-toll gantries, billions. They need to be taken down. People need to be refunded. That was a fail. You guys have built bicycle lanes in places like Johannesburg that people are not using. That was a fail. You keep coming up with these weird projects which are not speaking to the needs of the South African person on the street. You're not capacitating small business. You're not removing red tape. You're not making it easy for South Africans to even export things to other countries so that we can actually bring in foreign currency and bring money here. And other people will be like, what's happening in South Africa? So much innovation, so many great things. I want to travel there. South African politicians, get your act together and stop fucking around in this country. We want to help you make South Africa great, but you guys are actually the problem that we have in this country, and it's time that you fix yourselves. Otherwise, whatever tourists come here, we will tell them or we will warn them, please don't come here. We do not have electricity. Don't come here. There's high crime. And you will see that this 1 billion rand you've wasted that you could have invested in your South African people was another waste of money where you guys could have done things better. Pen you all the black pen. Sharp.